Okay, I've got the other smell that,
Okay.
that I knew it was there. I couldn't figure out what it is. It reminds me of lemongrass.
Oh,
We've been playing around with a new tool. We've been playing around with freeze drying some foods, and we've done lemons, and lemons are much too sharp and strong. But a
yeah.
lemongrass is more. It's got more of the earthiness to it.
Yes.
A little bit of the sweetness of maybe a hay.
Mm.
And then it's got that little edge of lemon to it.
I get a. You talked about that kind of that hay.
Mm.
I was almost getting fresh cracked wheat.
Oh wow!
Like when we've run whole wheat through a milling machine, and that smell that comes off of it, you get a little bit of that. Even the flavor, like the texture in your mouth, feels a little bit like when you have a little bit of flour or something in the air when you're doing a big day of cooking.
Yeah, right.
There's something to that too. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's cool that you picked that out. I wouldn't have noticed that, but now that you say it, I can definitely smell it and taste it.
It has such a smooth mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the way that it goes down your tongue, but the texture it has in your mouth. If you run your tongue along the roof of your mouth, it feels smoother than it normally would.
Mm.
Not like there's something else there, but the flavors in there, I don't know, maybe it's dilating blood vessels and the alveoli on your tongue are going, hey, I like this stuff. And that's why it feels like it's just kind of running along the roof of my mouth. But it's a fun sensation.
Yeah.
I want to take a bite out of something that tastes like this.
Yes. So,
like a bread pudding.
Yeah, bread pudding. That would make a lot of sense.
That kind of that hot, sugaryness to it that I'm getting from that. There's that sweetness that we've been talking about.
Cracked wheat.
Yeah.
Mm.
Huh.
So,
interesting.
Just a contrast. So, some of the so we said there's a peach to this, but it's a different kind of peach. Now the wind is blowing right at my face. So some of the whiskeys that we've tried and really liked give you a flavor of apricot. And apricot lasts for a long time. I'm not getting that with this. Matter of fact, there is an aftertaste, but it's very subtle.
But now that you said apricot, now you ever sucked on an apricot pit?
Yeah.
And trying to get all the little bits of meat off of it?
Of course.
Yeah. That's the flavor I'm getting. Is that kind of that hard knobbly pit has that kind of flavor.
Yeah, okay.
With a little bit of peachness.
Yeah, right. That makes
apricot.
Apricot
is more tannin forward. You get more of that kind of pop.
Yeah, right.
Peach is a little bit more subtle, a little bit maybe more boring. But refreshing. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm coming back to that thought of my early childhood spent smelling woods, playing into how we describe things. But we always talked about things in more than just the I see what it is kind of generality of it. Is we would talk about the thoughts we were having because of it. We would talk about what does that make you think of? What is, and we would tell each other stories. I mean, I remember we would, not just smells, but we would go and we'd lay in the grass in like Liberty Park or Sugar House Park, and we'd look at the clouds and we'd tell stories about what we were seeing. We were doing that just 2 weeks ago.
We were, yeah.
But we've always thought about things in more than just the instant reaction to it. It's the analysis of it that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, you've got to acknowledge the experience and let yourself be part of it. So, boy, my mind went wild while you were telling that story. So, we've got some toys in the house that I haven't seen in a long time. Some toys that I've made. One of them is made out of oak. It's a little school bus.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a little hippopotamus. And these are kind of cool toys. They've got wheels on them, and as you roll them, something will happen. Like the bus, there's a bar on the inside, and it bumps it up and down, and the people jump up and down, right? The little wooden people.
Yeah.
And then the hippopotamus opens and closes its mouth as it goes along. The reason I thought about that as you were saying that is that the hippopotamus is made out of cherry wood.
Cherry wood, yeah.
And I don't remember the cherry wood being very aromatic when I smelled the wood, that particular piece of wood. But as soon as I started sawing it, the whole room smelled like cotton candy.
Yep.
It was just absolutely, my mouth was watering. It was absolutely amazing. So the reason we have these toys out now is we have a little munchkin running around.
Yeah, I've got a little boy about 1.5 years old that is running around causing havoc and making our lives a lot more fun.
Absolutely. So what do you think about being a dad, and what are the kind of memories that you think about growing up that you want to share with him?
Oh, I definitely the sense of adventure. We would, on Saturdays, we'd get in the car early in the morning and we'd pick a direction, and I'd sleep for the first 2 hours and you would drive, and then we'd end up somewhere and we'd have breakfast. And then we would pull the map out and we go, let's go there. and that was fun. And those were critical skills to learn about navigation, and, maybe waking up early is an important thing to do do something fun.
Yeah.
And we try to go have experiences everywhere. And that's what I want to do with my son, is I want to go have experiences. I'm already trying to, there's all the ones that we did when I was a kid that I loved, like fossil hunting and rock hounding and, going to like dinosaur museums and natural history museums and libraries, big libraries. I remember going to big libraries, and, that's always so cool. I mean, the Salt Lake City, the old library that they used to have. I mean, the new library is really cool. It does the spirally thing.
Yeah.
I love the old big, concrete box. It felt like it was there to protect knowledge. And I still love the building because of that.
Yeah. I was just there. I was there about a month ago.
Yeah.
During the Pride Festival, I was filming an episode of I don't know if we have a name for that that group of videos, but it's where I've been going around to the different libraries in Salt Lake County.
Yeah.
And I was down at the main library, and the library you're talking about is now the museum.
Leonardo?
The Leonardo, yes, thank you. And so I was able to show everyone that. So that was fun to see that. And I remember sitting in there doing homework when I was going to the university.
Yeah, there's so many fun things to do, and museums were always fun.
Yeah.
I think public knowledge is such an important thing to maintain, and the ability for anyone to go access that knowledge is really powerful. And I think there's too few people that realize that we have these wonderful repositories of knowledge. And I mean, past that, we have these things in our pocket that you could really, if you use it properly, you can get access to some really wonderful knowledge.
Yeah.
You can get any book you would want to read.
I think that it's important to go to school. It's important to get an education. But beyond that, once you graduate, whether you go on to the university or you decide that you really want to get a trade and you go to a trade school, whatever you choose to do, when you get done with that, you get out into the workforce. I don't think that should be the end of your education.
No.
It's just really the beginning. And the idea that we continue learning our entire lives, finding new things. I was cleaning out the freeze dryer just before we started this, and your son was pointing at it, and he wanted to go over. I had taken the main tray out, and he wanted to go over and look at it and poke his finger in there and touch the little rivets on the side. That curiosity that little kids have. I think that, as adults, we need to remember being that curious about how the world works, and enjoying a good whiskey. Definitely. Enjoying a new experience, and learning something new and fun, and just enjoying. There's so much to learn, and it's so much fun to learn things that you didn't know before.
Yeah, it's really important to have that continual curiosity throughout your life, and definitely kind of coming back to the idea of being a father it's this kind of reawakening of my brain in some ways. I think it through becoming an adult and getting your life kind of together, hitting your 30s, you numb out a little bit sometimes to the world around you. And now I have this little person that thinks everything is the most amazing thing he's ever seen. And it's changed my perspective on how I walk through the world. I am more open to seeing brand new experiences. It's like I took my blinders off and I'm like, oh, that's kind of a fun thing that I never even thought was interesting. Or, watching him learn to jump. You take jumping for granted all the time.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's the funniest thing on the planet. And watching him get better and better at it. And that's such a joy. And it reignites that fire that kind of goes out as you become an adult.
I think that we kind of get hunkered down, the right term. You get kind of the blinders on as you're focused on, I've got to go to work, I've got to get a paycheck, I've got to pay the bills. And you kind of forget about enjoying life, what life is really about. It's not about going to work. It's not about doing all the mundane things that we need to survive. It's all the other things that are the most important.
Yeah.
And when you get a little person who doesn't care about going to work, doesn't want you to leave the house in the morning.
Oh, yeah. That's a guilt trip.
That's a guilt trip.
Oh, you try to sneak out of the bedroom and you turn back and he's standing up in the bed looking at you and puts his arms out and bursts into tears. And you're like, I'm supposed to go care about my job?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go curl back up in bed and make sure that he can go sleep for another half hour.
All right.
I wouldn't mind sleeping for another half hour.
Right now?
Just in general.
But yeah, I think that having a child allows you to take a breath and to kind of reassess where you are and what you're doing and what's important in life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool.
Yeah. So our fire is kind of winding down. I did want to take a moment as we've started seeing some comments on our videos, and we love that. Love the engagement, love the interaction. No, I will not be seeing how much gin I can chug in one go.
That was Anthony, right?
Yes. I care about my internal gut system, but I like the passion.
Yes. That might be better for a channel run by a bunch of college kids.
Yeah. I'm in my 30s now. Like, that's when the wheels start falling off of stuff, and you're like, oh, I probably should start working out again. My metabolism is going, yeah, no, we're checking out. You're like, yeah, okay, I can't chug gin anymore.
Yeah. I think we got 3 new followers this week.
And that's awesome.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate everyone who's tuned in and watched and enjoyed. And for those of you who've left comments, we read all of them and really enjoy them and look forward to talking with you guys more. So until next time, pour yourself a glass of your favorite whiskey. If you've got a fire, sit out by the fire. If not, they have apps now that have little fires on them. You can sit in front of them in your New York City apartment or wherever you are. So,
well, we will be sitting here while we wait.
Good night. Slanja.
Slanja.